So sit in such a way that you're comfortable, that you're stable, that you're steady, that you're grounded. So it's important to establish the very right conditions to be seated. And then do whatever you need to do to bring the shoulder blades flat on the back. If you prefer to sit in Virasana, that's fine. You can also sit in a chair for that matter. But if you're sitting in a chair, make sure the feet actually come to the floor. And just trusting whatever shape you're sitting in. For that matter, you could be lying down or standing. Just trusting, settling, and landing. And then if it's helpful for you to calm the physical energy, to calm the mental energy, you can repeat those 3 words: trusting, settling, landing. Or you could repeat, sit and know that you're sitting. Again, this is all in service of settling the mind, settling the body, being in the present moment. Trusting, settling, landing. It's so easy to get scattered, to be fragmented. See if you can come together without any sense of fragmentation. But if there is fragmentation, not to worry. Again, you can repeat settling, landing, trusting in any order. Or you can repeat sitting and know that you're sitting. Be confident in the future, knowing that you are on a path. And every time you may notice that the attention wandered, gets scattered, recommit to present moment awareness. Trusting, settling, landing. You can, throughout the day, use that mantra to bring yourselves back to the present moment. Now you can repeat your own personal vow, or the one that we've been doing for some time. May I be a boat, a raft, a bridge for all beings to cross the flood. May I be a resting place for the weary. May I be medicine for all who are sick. May I be a lamp in the darkness for those who are lost. And may I do so as long as earth and sky and galaxies exist. Until all are enlightened, I vow to be here to serve them all. And then when you're ready, raise your gaze. You can open your eyes if they were closed and stretch out your legs. So we're going to begin with any iteration of Supta Baddha Konasana. We're doing side lateral poses, and we're going to use Parsva Kunchanasana as a platform for side lateral poses. So that means when I mean any iteration, you can be flat Supta Baddha Konasana, you can have trunk support, Lindsay V. Hi, Lindsay M. You can put your feet on a bolster, any iteration. Hi, Lana, Sue, Gail, Lindsay B, Luna, good, everybody's here. All right, so some of you are flat. Good, Polly, you're on the trunk is supported. If you have no props, then just go flat, soles of the feet together. You can put Lubna, yes, so it need not always be. The classical way of the more restorative Supta Baddha Konasana is indeed vertical trunk support. Lubna, if you want to put it this way, be horizontal, that's fine too, in which case you might need head support. So flat, I just want to see feet can be on a bolster. So I just want everyone to know the many iterations. Polly, you can add some blanket support at the roots, at the backs of the thighs. Thank you everyone for filling out the waiver of liability because it looks like we're going to be here for some time. Head support. Take what you need. Lindsay, that's good, Lindsay. And you could also, even do more blankets than just that one. If you want. Those of you whose knees are not bothered by Supta Baddha Konasana, bring the heels in close to the perineum and really press, because we're going to do the side laterals, as I said. So really see if you can widen across the pubic plate. That's it. Remember, the chin need not be higher than the forehead. So adjust your neck so that the neck is elongated. Just place your fingers, the thumb on the occiput, and lengthen the cervical spine away. So you want to get that traction in the cervical. Suki, is that your dog? All right. Have the arms out to the sides and turn the palms up so that the skin of the upper arm can turn. We will take the arms overhead in a moment. Let's turn the biceps flesh. You can still bring in the heels in closer if your knees will allow. Press the feet strongly. If your groins feel tight in any way, support your outer thighs with some blanket, preferably than the blocks. Now when you're ready, raise the arms overhead, reaching through the fingertips. If you need to take one hand, as I'm doing seated, and turn the skin, that's helpful for some of you. Reach through the fingertips, turn, and then hold the wrists, forearm, elbows, or upper arm in that order of difficulty. Lubna, that's good. Those of you who have the horizontal support, when the arms are overhead, sense that the shoulder blades are moving away from that blanket support. So they're flat on the back. And that's why we often use this iteration before back bends, with the horizontal support versus the vertical support. And now re-stretch through the inner arms, turning the arm flesh again. Use this not only to turn the flesh, but to elongate your outer armpits. And then change the class of Baddha Hasta, holding wrists, forearms, elbows, or upper arms. See if you can, if you feel your elbows higher than your shoulder socket, your armpit, then probably for you, just hold the wrists, I think, because that will help you, align the elbow to the armpit. So you're taking the wider hold of the arms if the elbows are higher than the armpits. Okay. And then when you're ready, just relax with the arms down by the side. Observe the breath. Allow this shape to release any and all tension in the abdomen. This is can be a stressful time for people. See if you can use the out breath to elongate the sides of the abdomen. Now, when you're ready, just place the feet flat on the floor and roll to one side, right or left. If you always go to the right, then certainly by all means change to the left. Give your legs a good stretch in Dandasana, staff pose. Have the feet apart. If you need the wall for Upavishta Konasana, take it. Those of you who find Tom, perhaps you can do Upavishta Konasana with your legs elevated at the wall. So from Dandasana, sitting up tall, feet apart, so that you feel the backs of the thighs pressing into the earth. Take the right leg out, because we will do it twice as we should. And then the left leg out. Don't go for your widest Upavishta Konasana. Show me from the front. I think it's better, Peggy. Yeah. You can stagger yourself so I can see it. So if you need the wall, that would be great. So just like Baddha Konasana, we're looking for width across the pubic plate. The pubic plate is here. Okay? Now adjust from the feet. See that the feet are perpendicular to the floor. If you have very well muscled calves, then bifurcate them indeed. Tom, now take the legs apart because you're doing it at the wall, so it's the same. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then take the hands beside your hips and create the trunk that's absolutely upright. Be aware of the top of the sacrum, which is here, not moving back, in which case be at a wall on a blanket. Expose your armpit chest right here. So not this. Move the shoulder blades flat on the back and move your armpit chest forward. But you have to be mindful because one can move it too far forward, in which case the abdomen moves forward. So this armpit chest moves forward. If it's helpful for you to hook your thumbs, that's good. And then place one hand at your navel band so you can feel if your abdomen is pushing forward. So the trunk is absolutely upright. So the top of the sternum, that's an instruction I often give when we're doing arm work. The top of the sternum is moving forward, not your abdomen. Okay, now come into Baddha Konasana. Some of you will absolutely need the wall in Baddha Konasana. Start back from Dandasana and again, take the right leg in first. Soles of the feet together. So the upright iteration of what we did supine. If your knees are here, guys, then go to the wall and sit at the wall with your blanket in this configuration. Right? So the narrow side so that the blanket doesn't catch the outer thighs, right? It's easier to sit at the wall. So Tom, now you can be at the wall, press the feet strongly. So yeah, Tom, you can do it supine, that's fine. Press the feet strongly into each other. Suki, I think you might want to just move back, my friend, to the wall and a little bit more height underneath the buttocks. In that case, the knees will go down. Good gal. And then bring the hands beside your hips and lift up. So I know there's, always when we do seated poses, watch your mind, where is it going? Can you be with each instruction? Holly, that's good. The shorter side of the blanket would be better because when the blanket is horizontal in that manner, it actually is catching your outer thigh and won't permit it to go down. Okay, now stretch out your legs. We're taking the left leg out. Upavishta Konasana, start back in Dandasana, extend the left leg and extend the right. Now this time we'll go a little bit wider apart so you can make fists. Lift your buttocks up and slide forward. It's easy, that's good, Andrea. It's easy to do when you're not on the mat to slide. Now look at the feet and make sure that the feet are not turned in or turned out. Okay, so another time, lift up, use your abdominal strength and slide forward so that you're wider and wider. So now the legs are probably beyond 3 feet apart. Can be done. Good, Lana. At the wall, Tom. Go a little bit wider, Tom. Yes. Press the legs down right above the knee. If the heels lift, that's fine. Spread the toes. Open up the heel hinge. And then lift the trunk. Root the thighs down, the tops of the thighs. You can use your hands, interlace them, press the thighs down. Okay. All right, now come back to Dandasana, hip width apart, and back to Baddha Konasana. Again, some of you will need the wall using this configuration of blanket, the narrow side, so it doesn't impede the outer thighs. Take your left leg in first. This should be a lot easier, Baddha Konasana. Make the feeling, especially for you, Lindsay, make sure that the abdomen is a little bit buoyant in quality, that you're not pressing down on that diaphragm, because usually when the shape comes easily, because the inner thighs have been stretched, the outer hips have been stretched, there's a feeling of sinking. So use your hands beside your hips and lift up. Suki, that's good. Yeah, and press the feet strongly into each other and widen the thighs away. Okay. All right, now we're going to do stretch your legs out to Dandasana. Have a bolster or two blankets in the bolster shape. And then we've done this before. Let me just show this in profile. I think it'll be easier. So I'm sitting on the bolster, and most of you have a bolster. Remember, you can use it to make a bolster with two blankets. And then you're going to, I'll show you from the side, and now I'll show you from the front. Ekapada Mula Bandhasan. I'll show on the chair if you've forgotten. So I'm creating just the right environment for my foot, my left foot, to be perpendicular to the floor. So the foot is absolutely upright. The foot is right in front of the perineum. And the knee, of course, like Baddha Konasana. All right. Now, those of you who find this very challenging on the knees, then you can sit on a chair. We've done this, Polly, I think you've done this before, and do it this way. Because the deep flexion of Mula Bandhasan can be challenging. All right. So you can do the right side or left side. I will say, Nancy, with this, especially if someone has a foot problem, having a sneaker will be easier to be with. And then insert your hands as I'm doing now, and I'm moving the inner heel away from my perineum. That's good, Lubna. Yeah, do one leg first though, Lubna, versus coming into the Mula Bandhasan. That's good, Lindsay V. One leg, yeah. See if you can get the knee toward the floor, Nancy. Yeah, so Nancy, what happens is the heel, you can see the inner heel wants to go back toward you. Move, put your hand between your thigh and inner heel and move it forward. Gail, that's excellent. Hi, Roy. Okay, change sides when you're ready. Go slowly though, turn the skin. Yeah. See if you can have the foot absolutely upright. And then if you want, you can bring them, as I'm doing, Polly, the feet, both feet together. Mula Bandhasan, Tom on the chair as well. All right, so Gail, that's excellent with your hands. Use your hands between the feet, right? Between, just push them forward. See if you can get more, Andrea, of the thigh to externally rotate. So the knee is going, yeah, it's more like, even if you have to lean, that's it, that's better. Lubna, that's excellent. Lindsay, let's see. Lana, that's good. Use your hands to push the heels forward. So the heels want to drift back. Use your hands or a textbook or something small, maybe 2 inches in thickness. Okay, these look good. Nancy, that's really good. Really good. Okay, now come back to Upavishta Konasana, everybody. After that deep flexion, go back to Upavishta Konasana. Can be at wall. All right, now use your hands in that manner that I suggested. I'm interlacing the hands firm at the webbing and pressing the root of the thigh, right side, left side down. Right side, left side down. Iron the flesh to the bone. Feel every part of your leg covering the floor. Tom can do at wall. All right, now, once you've gotten the leg piece, raise the arms up. Don't let the trunk come forward. Don't let the trunk go back. Reach up through the fingertips. Make your armpits thinner and thinner like you did in Baddha Konasana. You can use the hands as I'm doing to turn. Now come back to the legs and press them down. Even though the arms are up, forget about the arms, be with your legs. Be with your legs. Legs down, but the arms are up. Okay, now on your next exhalation, go to the right. If your arm is forward of your ear, right? Remember, take your hand to the back of the head, bend it, then your left arm, and then re-extend it, trying to get that left arm behind your left ear. Okay, and now repeat, arms up, legs down, arms up, and now to the left. If your arm is dropping forward toward the screen, then I suggest you place it in this manner. The back of my hand is resting on the back of my head, the palm, and re-stretch. And you can do that several times. Now, as you're turning to the left, look at your right foot and make sure that it has not lost its perpendicular nature. Okay, now come back to center one more time. Arms up, legs down, arms up. And now sharp exhalation to the right. Look at your left foot and see that it's not rolled in or rolled out. And now to the left. Look with your right eye at your right foot and see that it's not changed its position. Good. And now one more time, go a little bit wider. Inch forward, inch forward, inch forward, inch forward. And then raise the arms up, reach up. Again, move the top of the sternum forward, not your abdomen forward. And now come back to Dandasana. All right, now Parshva Kunchanasana. Many of you will need a block. And if you have a mat piece for your foot so that the block doesn't slip. If you don't have a chair, you can use a chest of drawers or something, you know, a stool, anything you have. So ideally, and I just want to go over this again. So how do you know whether you need a block? Well, when I put my leg on the chair, my knee is actually the same height as my groin, and I want the knee to be slightly higher. So I need the block on the lowest side. Place it so as the chair, a little bit of a mat piece so that the block doesn't slide away. And I'm putting my right foot. Now, what you need to do is get the knee over the ankle, and the left foot is directly underneath your hip point. Okay, if you get Parshva Kunchanasana in its right form, so many other things come. And then basically inherent in this pose is that natural compacting of the hips. So I have to abduct on the left hip and at the same time extend. So again, I'm increasing the distance between the sides of my pubic bone and your inner thigh. Okay, Parshva Kunchanasana, your chest is facing forward to me. See that your right knee is slightly higher than the groin. Polly, see if you can make sure that this, we saw this the other time, make sure your chest is facing forward, not going in the direction of the right leg. All right, Parshva Kunchanasana to the right. Lindsay, just take your right hand and move the right buttock down. Okay, Suki, go in a little bit closer. Nancy, excellent, go a little closer to the chair, because I think it looks like from the side, it looks a little bit that it's too far out. Gail, that's good. All right, move. Now use your right hand, Lana, on the right buttock flesh and move it down. Could use left hand. Move the buttock flesh down. Okay, use your right hand on the inner right knee and turn the inner knee to the outer knee. Turn the inner knee flesh to the outer so that it's an external rotation. Good, these look good. Right buttock flesh moves down. Chest is facing forward. So if your groin is tight, the right groin, you know that it's tight if the chest is beginning to go in the direction of the right knee. Now outstretch your arms fully. Bring the shoulder blades flat on the back. All right, turn the palms up. Feel the shoulder blades even more flat on the back. And now reach up through your arms. Reach up through your arms. Nancy, that's excellent. Use your arms to create, they run the chest, the side walls of the chest parallel to each other. Well done. Now take the arms down, those look great, and change sides. So once you get and see, maybe on this side, you do need the block, you don't know. All right, see that the left knee is over the left ankle, that the knee is a little bit higher than the groin. If it's not, use the block or something. And then adjust so your right foot is directly underneath your right groin. And now pin in at the corner of the right hip. Pin in. And as you abduct in the right hip, move the knee, the left knee further away. So that your left knee is moving further away. See, Tom, that the chest, Tom, I think what's happening is now the block is too high on this side. Take it out because it's causing your buttock to lift up. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's the case with, you know, with the block. It has to be just the right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's good. All right, now arms out to the side. Turn the palms up. And now reach up. As you reach up, keep moving that left buttock flesh down. Left buttock flesh down. Sense once again, this is a little bit more nuanced, that the left knee, the knee that's on the chair, of the leg that's on the chair, is moving away from the corner of the right hip. Okay, now take the arms down. Mindfully take the leg down. All right, now take your block. And we're doing Tadasana with the block between the inner hips in Tadasana. So you can bring the feet need not touch, although they can touch. So you're getting that natural abduction of your now both legs. Hold the brick. Sense that the brick is being held from the corners of the outer hips. And then take the arms out to the side. And then with movement, stretch the arms up to Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up. If the arms are forward of the ears, as you saw in Upavishta Konasana, widen the arms a little bit further out to the side. Hug the brick from your hips. Hug the brick from your hips. All right, now take your hands interlaced at the crown of the head. Let the elbows move away from each other and reach up. Urdhva Badanguliasana. Touch it even if the arms come slightly forward. So, okay, now bring the arms down, back to the hands on the crown of the head. Let the elbows part, swap the interlace, and reach up. Okay, now take the arms completely down, and then with movement, see if you can touch the palms in Urdhva Namaskar with movement. So I'm not staying long. The arms are reaching out through the fingertips, palms up, and then touch at the top. Do about 15 times in that manner. So that Urdhva Namaskar, which gets more and more challenging as we age, is in your repertoire. Polly, that's good. Relax the eyes, relax the throat. See if when you get to the top, good, Janet, when you bring the palms together, see if you can keep the elbows straight. Yes, just lubricate your arms. Remember the ones that we did with the strap last week? That is also good preparation for Urdhva Namaskar. Okay, these look good. All right, now stand in Samastiti, remove the brick. Remove the brick. All right, we're going to take the right leg into Vrikshasana. So Vrikshasana, tree pose. And what I'd like you to do is, don't always go to the wall. Let's just see what happens when you do it freestanding. So you're coming to the pose with a fresh new awareness. All right, now when you're ready, because now we've prepared yourself for Vrikshasana, manually lift your right leg so the sole of the foot is on the median line of your inner left thigh. And then take the arms out to the side as you did in Tadasana with the brick. And now come into Urdhva Namaskar arms, putting all the pieces together. Move the right buttock flesh down. If you need the wall or chair in front of you, that's fine. But it's nice to do it freestanding. Now take the arms down, well done. Take the right leg down. All right, now be firm in your feet, spread the toes. Imagine the brick were still there, so the hips feel compact. Extend down into your right foot. Manually lift your left leg up, place it well, pause there. And now take the arms up to Urdhva Namaskar. We're not staying long. Good, Nancy. We're not staying long. Touch Vrikshasana. Watch the listing into the right hip, right? Firm in at that greater trochanter of the left leg. All right, Lindsay, good. All right, now take the arms down. Take the leg down. Well done, Tom. All right, now come into Utthita Trikonasana on a diagonal. So the reason why we're not doing it the classic way is when you do it at the diagonal, you can feel the outer right buttock. So let me just show you from literally behind. I'll show you from front too. So when I come to stand, and I'll show you the front as well, but I want you to see this right buttock. So my right leg is forward of my left leg. I'll show you from the front in a moment. And that geometry helps me bring this right buttock forward toward that wall. It also helps me feel the femur, the thigh bone, suck back into the right hip socket. So those indents feel very clear for me now. All right, so when you're coming into Utthita Trikonasana on a diagonal, the very best way to set up is to use the parallel lines of the mat. So my right leg is forward. I'm aligning the inner edge of my right foot with the mat, and I step back with the left leg. So my right leg is basically forward. Then find those indents. Janet, go a little bit wider. Find those indents by taking the thumb and index finger right into, so you can even see. Do you see how there's a bit of a bulbous here, and then there's a pinning in here, and then a slight bulging out? Those are the indents. All right, now extend the arms well. Look to see that your inner edge of the right foot is running parallel with the straight line of the mat in front. Lindsay, I think you're going, Lindsay V, the other way. So the right, so face me, and then your right leg is forward. Yeah, the right, that's it. There you go. All right, now come into Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose on the diagonal. Have the handle, so Tom, bring the hand up close, yeah, right below the knee, so you're getting length in the spine. Both legs are straight. Good, Peggy. Both legs are straight. Good. That's it. Okay, these look good. And now inhale, up you come. Well done. Let's do it to the left. So the very easiest way to do it is align the left foot first, running the inner edge of the left foot with the side of the mat, and then step back with your right. That's it. Find the indents. Good. Remember the feet. That's good, Lizzie V. Now you have. They need to be wide. That's a good wide stance, Lubna. All right, now outstretch your arms. So the left, Andrew, I think you're turned around. The left leg is in front, closer to me. The left leg. We're going to the left side, and then go. Utthita Trikonasana to your left. Yeah, she's doing it. Sue, go a little bit wider. Lana, go a little wider if you can. Make sure you can feel that left buttock flesh moving forward toward the screen. That's good, Nancy. Feel the thigh bone drawing back into the hip socket. See those indents. Feel those indents, I should say. Tom, go a little bit wider. Okay, now inhale, up you come. All right, now quickly go back to Vrikshasana. Having done the diagonal Utthita Trikonasana, standing firmly in Samastiti. Again, come to it with a fresh brain, like not even thinking I have to balance on one leg. Just simply clear your brain, relax your eyes, your breath, and then manually pick up your right leg, place it well, and then take Urdhva Namaskar arms. Having had that firm compacting of the hips. Vrikshasana again. Lindsay M, that's really good. Okay, now take the arms down. That's it, Gail. Take the leg down and change sides. If you need the chair, that's fine. You can put your hand there, or you could even be a little bit in front of the wall just for security. Holly, the other option is to, you can use the belt to bring up the leg or put the kneecap at the wall. Okay. Nancy, that's really good. Some of you are getting your heel as close into the perineum as we did in Baddha Konasana. Suki, that's good. Take the arms up when you're ready. That's it, Peggy. Take the arms up when you're ready. Remember Parshva Kunchanasana. Take the arms up when you're ready. Okay, take the arms down. Take the leg down. All right, now we're coming into half moon, but not from Trikonasana. So I think I'd like everyone to try this freestanding, not going to the wall, but certainly if you're dizzy, if you need the wall, that's fine. Always know that. So the way we're doing it today is simply, I have my right foot turned out in the same way it was on the forward in Trikonasana. And I have about my left foot about 9 inches behind my right heel. And then all I have to do is take my right arm about 9 to 12 inches in front of my right foot, a little bit off to the side, and literally step up into half moon pose. All right, let's try that. Half moon to the right, not from Utthita Trikonasana. So you're in a slightly turned out position, right foot's turned out. Okay, then reach your right hand out. The right hand will be about 12 inches, 9 to 12 inches from the baby toe side of the foot. And now straighten the legs. I want both legs straight, both legs straight. Both legs straight. If you absolutely need the wall, then take it. Good. All right, now step down, take the left leg down, and other side, half moon. So you're starting in this position. Left foot turned out, that's external rotation. We did a lot of that. My right foot is facing forward. Now, basically you're stepping out in order to step up. So you're reaching the left hand onto the floor. Only use the block if you can't straighten the left leg, Polly. Put the block, yeah, watch the left foot, Polly, because it's rotating in. The toes pointing straight on. Tom, show it for me from the front, it'd be better. That's it. Okay. Return the trunk, everyone, away from the floor. Away from the floor. Okay, now, actually, if you have a wall, go on and do it the same way at the wall. If you don't have a wall, then repeat what we just did. All right, so at the wall, obviously would look like this. You're gonna put your whole body against the wall. I have my brick, right? And I'm stepping. I don't need the brick. I just take my hand to the floor, all right? Only use the brick if you cannot straighten your right leg. All right, let's take it. Lindsay, be good. That's it, Lana. I want both legs straight. Both legs straight. Watch the weight. Let it be right in front of the heel. Janet, that's good. See if you can get that aerial leg at least 90 degrees. Lovely. That's it, Luna. Marina, I can only see that front standing leg. Okay, change sides. These look good. Change sides. Step out, step up. Step out, step up. Lindsay, it's time to do it freestanding up. Suki, good. Now just raise the aerial leg a little bit higher. Nancy, this has really gotten great. There's Marina. I can only just see the standing leg. Janet, a little bit higher in the aerial leg. Good, good, good. Okay, and now step down. All right, now we're going to do some of that prune work, everyone's favorite. We've done it before, but I'm not making it very short and sweet. Polly, if this bothers your knees, you can do, I think I told you this before, a hydrant. I'll call a hydrant. Otherwise, we're doing this. So I'm going to show you from behind. This is not easy for a lot of people. I'm lying prone on my belly, and then I'm taking this Vrikshasana prone. The sole of the foot is as high up into my perineum. I'm cupping my hands, which you probably can't see, and then I'm raising the knee. So my knee lifts pretty high up, and that just comes with practice. If your knee won't lift off the floor, cup your hands and lift the knee off the floor. So let me show it from a frontal view so you have a better idea. All right, so from a frontal view, I'm making a little bit of a pillow for my forehead. And watch again. I'm lifting my knee off the floor. So when we look at the height, it's about 6 inches off the floor. Okay, prone Vrikshasana 15 times. All right. Sole of the foot, that's it, Marina. Cup your hands. Lubna, that's it. Now take your right hand, Lubna, and put it on your right buttock flesh and move it down toward the left heel. Down toward the left heel. It won't be fun, but it's really good for your glutes. Good, Nancy. Now get the knee off the floor. Let's see, Lindsay M. Sole of the foot on the inside. Sole of the foot on the inside as high up as you can. Let's see, Lana. Lift it. Lift it. That's it. Lift. Tom, you can do the hydrant, just like you're doing. Polly, see if you can get the leg in. So Polly, look at the, Jan, same thing. Look, so when I'm in your position, it's not so much here, but here. Okay, so that my leg is at parallel to the floor. Okay, anyone can switch to the hydrant if they so desire. Now 15 times, good, Janet. Try not to list. I know it's hard in the hydrant position not to list to the left. Pin in. It's that same feeling of Vrikshasana. After you've done 15 prone, go to the other side. That's good, Peggy. Go to the other side. Marina, that's it. Lift the knee. Lift the knee. Notice which side is weaker in the glute muscles, right or left. 15 times if you can. 15 times. I know it's grunt work, but it's really good. It's, you know, it may feel like, oh, it's challenging, but this work is really good, especially for the poses that we're doing. Okay, so you're on the left leg. You can do if the prone is not coming, do this leg. Just do the hydrant. The hydrant. Okay, I call it the hydrant for lack of a better word. Okay, it'll be easier, but typically I like to give the hydrant if the knee is bothering you. All right. Finish on your left side, and then we'll do one more prone. All right. So in this one, and I've modified this a lot since when Abby taught this. So I'm going to put the block on the low side. We could do the medium side. And the block is going to go, my knee is not on the block, it's slightly above the knee. And then I'm lying down again. I move the right buttock flesh away, and then I'm turning the thigh inside out. And you may say, oh, my foot is turning. Of course the foot will turn, but you're focusing on that Ardha Chandrasana action of turning your inner thigh to your outer thigh as you did in all the externally lateral rotated poses, okay? All right, let's try that one. So you're prone, and if you can't do it prone, then you can do this. Go back to your hydrant and then extend the leg. Go back to your hydrant and extend the leg, okay? All right, so now prone Ardha Chandrasana so that your right inner thigh is supported by the brick on the lower high side. This should feels really good on your inner upper thigh. Polly, go to the low side. It's too high for you. Yeah, yeah. Depends on the buttock. Yeah, we don't want the buttocks to be high. And now turn. Turn the inner thigh to the outer thigh. If you're doing the hydrant, lift the leg up and then extend. And 10 to 15 times. 10 to 15 times, if you can. We're going to turn the inner thigh. You can put your right hand on your inner upper thigh and turn it. Part of this is just practice. If you were to take this on for like a month, it would be a lot easier. A lot easier. Yeah, so it's above the knee line. That's good. Okay, change sides when you're ready. Remember, you can always do the hydrant and extend through the leg. Okay, other side. So we had done a bunch of this a long time ago when we were in the studio, and it was a lot. I know I remember making it much more challenging. We're just doing 2 of these positions. Okay. So you're on your left leg, either in hydrant form or prone form. Turning that inner upper thigh. The foot will turn because the thigh is turning. Okay. All right, now I'm going to spotlight Lana, and you're going to do Trikonasana to Ardha Chandrasana. So we didn't do that earlier on, but now that we've worked the hips, you're going to do the classical pose, Ardha Chandrasana half moon from Uttita Trikonasana. Lana, are you okay to demonstrate? Okay, so let me spotlight Lana. All right, so watch everyone. Such a beautiful, beautiful pose. Ardha Chandrasana, and it's a majestic pose of sorts, because when you're comfortable in it, there's something about this pose, and the something has to do with spaciousness, and we didn't really talk about the organic quality of the pose yet. Okay, so now from Uttita Trikonasana, but not even, you could do from diagonal, and I'll give that Lindsay M to do if she wants to. All right, now look at your right foot. So Polly, this is what I'm talking about. So Lana, show the foot turned in, which you wouldn't want to start in the beginning, right? Yeah, so that's it. We don't want it at the very beginning starting like that. But then when she makes the transition, which I'll ask Lana to just pause, that's where the foot turns. So here's her finest Uttita Trikonasana. All right, then she bends her leg. The foot, look at her foot, it's not changing its position. Turning the inner upper thigh, she steps in with the back leg and steps out and up. Yes. See how she, in slow motion, you saw how she strained her right leg. And look at her right leg, it's a pillar. You see how her right buttock bone is not behind her right heel? It's exactly in line with it. Now she has her leg more than 90 degrees. That's fine as wine. All right, like Upavishta Konasana. Now to come out of it as majestically as you went into it, bend the leg, reach back through the back heel. Now slowly straighten the leg. Yes, her foot has not turned in. It remained in its place. And now inhale and up you come. So this requires, yes, applause for Lana. This requires, vigilance with a sense of not like hardness and rigidity, but it's moment to moment awareness. When I do this, have I maintained that? When I did this, have I maintained that? So that's what I'd like you to do, half moon. And then you learn over time when you've gone it in that manner, that it just happens on its own, like riding a bike. All right, here we go. I'm going to put everyone back in galley view. All right, so if you want to take it, Lindsay, if anyone wants to do it on a diagonal, and certainly people who have had some hip issues, Polly, I suggest you can do it at your diagonal. So you can go back to the diagonal and take Ardha Chandrasana in the same manner. All right, otherwise, classically, the way Lana showed. Do check in, Lindsay, and yeah, diagonal. Okay, Trikonasana to the right. Okay, now coming into half moon to the right, bend your right leg. Remember, turn the inner knee, good gal, inner knee to outer knee. Step your hand on the baby toe side and then draw up. Find out in the transition, did you let the foot turn in? Now have the chest facing forward, everyone. Look forward toward the screen, not down to the floor. Beautiful, Andreas. This is good. Watch the foot, Lubna. Watch the foot, my friend. Okay, now bend the front leg as you saw Lana do. Take it one step at a time. Reach back through the back leg. Come back to your finest Utthita Trikonasana with straight legs and inhale, up you come. All right, now other side in the same way. So if you went a diagonal to the right, do the diagonal to the left. Just close your eyes for a moment. See yourself in the pose. Just settle down. Just trust that you know the rhythm of this pose. And that's what you saw in Lana's pose. It was a rhythm. You could see it. That natural inherent wisdom that comes from doing the pose many, many times. Okay, Polly, that's it from the diagonal. Gail from the diagonal. Lindsay from the diagonal. Lubna, let's see. That's it. Good, Andrea. Don't let that foot turn in. That foot, that's it. Tom, you can raise the aerial leg a little bit higher and higher. Okay, now to come out gracefully, bend the front leg, extend through the back leg. You'll want to shorten the distance. Try not to. Come back to your Utthita Trikonasana. And now inhale and up you come. Well done. So at some point in time, you can begin to sense that Ardha Chandrasana will become just like, riding a bike, the rigueur. All right, now let's do this, everyone. Take a belt, and lie flat on your back. We'll do Supta 2. You're gonna have the left foot at the wall. And have your belt in that configuration, just you have your 8 or 6 foot belt. And you can belt it so that when you come into Supta 2, you're holding the belt in this manner. It usually works really well, right? With the rungs. So it's in this shape. All right. All right, left foot can be at the wall. So touch Supta 1 where the leg is perpendicular to the floor. And then decentralize. We're decentralizing the left leg to experience that width across the pubic plate. And now take the right leg out to the side. You're holding the belt. Now the belt is on. The belt was on in Supta 1. The belt is on in Supta 2. Good. Decentralize take your left heel a little bit out of the median line. Now imagine you were, remember at the very beginning, that's good, Luna. Imagine you were at the very beginning of the class and we were talking about the pubic plate. Right. That right buttock should feel like it's moving in. Remember that front leg in the diagonal. All right. Now take the leg up. Most of you have 2 belts, but if you don't have a belt, you can use a blanket. So I prefer So I had to do it with I like to do Supinati 2 with 2 belts, and I'm gonna make that little coil for my right buttock. So I'm teeing up my right buttock, so it will be like on a diagonal as we did Utthita Trikonasana. So watch. You would need 2 straps for the way I'm showing now. If you don't have 2 straps, you can put a blanket underneath your right buttock, okay? I'm showing it with the coil, okay? And if you want the coil and you only have 1 belt, then you can use a towel or a, I don't know, band. So I'm putting the coil underneath my right buttock, like a T. And then I'm going back to Supta 1 and Supta 2. We haven't done this in some time. So I want, basically what I'm asking you to do is duplicate the diagonal Utthita Trikonasana. The coil is right at the middle of my right buttock. It's moving my buttock forward to my right groin, which is what I want to accomplish as I go out to the side. So I think the coil works better than the blanket. So if you want to leave the room and get something for you to hold the right leg, be it a belt or a towel, that's fine. Okay, if you have 2 belts, that's even better. If you don't have 2 belts, I can give you some belts. You can just come over and get a belt. Okay. All right, let's get the coil right at the mid buttock and feel how your right buttock is like a golf ball on the tee, right? It's moving the right buttock into the buttock and then go out to the side. So I want you to see that this is duplicating the diagonal Utthita Trikonasana. I hope that is crystal clear. Lizzie, that's fine. You can use the blanket. Could be maybe a little bit more. And then Lizzie, just watch the foot. Get the foot parallel to the floor so that that right groin experiences the width from the pubic bone to the inner heel. Okay, these are good. Now take the leg up and then replace now the coil or the blanket for the left butt. But remember, what I want you to have in your mind is remember Utthita Trikonasana on the diagonal. Remember Utthita Trikonasana on the diagonal. Remember Utthita Trikonasana on the diagonal. Okay, go. Left leg. Go out to the side. Don't remember to decentralize, Nancy, the right leg. Marina, decentralize the right leg so that you're getting the width across the pubic plate. Good, Luna. Decentralize the right leg. The coil is underneath the left buttock. Good. That's it. Very good. All right. Now you're going to have that memory of the coil when we come to lie on your side for Anantasana. Okay? So now you're going to lie on your left side. So this is what we're asking you to do. So you'll be on your left side. I'm going to show you from behind literally. So here's the thing, we're going to start in Parsvatanasana, and then we're going to be here in Vrikshasana. And this is where you want that memory of the coil right here to move. It'll be your right buttock forward as the knee comes back. Then you'll put a belt on or not, hold the big toe and take the leg up. We'll do it much slower than that. All right, Anantasana in stages. Lie on your left side, have a belt nearby. Remember, many of you should, take the blanket so your head is not on angular. Just put the blanket between your ear and upper left arm. Stack your feet, move the buttock flesh to the heels backwards toward the head. So remember, we were in Tadasana with the block, have that memory. Now we're in Tadasana on the side. Okay, so I'll just mirror image you. Tom, start. So each stage, bears its fruits. Start sideline. Okay, I'll just mirror image. Now take the top leg into Vrikshasana. So you can put your hand on your inner knee and move it back. Inner knee back, but have the memory of the coil right behind that buttock. So the buttock is moving forward to the screen, the knee is moving back. And now draw the knee toward the chest, hold the big toe, many of you can, or the outer edge of the foot as I'm doing, or use the strap and now take the leg up. All right, now watch, this is what I want you to do. The leg comes forward. Can you move the leg back and the buttock forward? So buttock forward, groin forward, but leg back. And that, Peggy, good. Anantasana. That's good. Anantasana. These look really good. All right, take the leg down and now go on your right side. You'll take the left leg up. But start it in the stages with plenty of time. Start in Parshvattanasana. Stack the feet, use your hand to move the buttock flesh. The buttocks belong to the leg side, backwards to the head side. Remember to use a blanket between your ear and, Peggy, blanket between the ear and upper right arm. Good, Nancy. All right, wait there, abdomen moves back. Now, this is the first stage, Parshvattanasana. Take Vrikshasana, sole of the left foot on your inner thigh. Wait there. Now remember, imagine that coil. Imagine I'm in your room and I have the coil on, putting right in the mid buttock. So the mid buttock is moving forward. Now draw the knee toward the chest, hold the big toe, the outer edge of the foot, or use a belt, and now take the leg up. Don't let the leg come forward. Leg back, groin forward. This is good. This will make your life standing in Parshvattanasana much easier. Polly, yeah, just imagine I'm behind you and I have my whole inner, so my standing leg up against your outer left buttock and move it toward the cat. All right, and now come down. All right, now I'd like someone to demonstrate, because now if ever there was a time that you would take the leg out to the side, now would be it. If anyone wants to do the right foot at the wall, or you support Nancy on the backrest of the chair, or even the chair supported by bolsters, fine. But I'd like to have someone volunteer to show it freestanding. Do I have a volunteer? Anyone? All right, Lubna, let's see. All right. So I want to spotlight someone freestanding. Lubna, you can use the belt. Where did Lubna go? There she is. All right, so let's see. I'll take you through it, Lubna. But just adjust your camera so we can see all of you, if you don't mind. Yeah, and your feet too, though, Lubna. Yeah, I want to see your feet. Your head, I feel in your head too. All right, so you're going to pick. So at this point, having done Supta Padangusthasana to Anantasana, you probably know your easier side. Now, sometimes it's a function of your standing leg strength, you know, the stability of your right dominating the right side, in which case you'd stand on the right, but it's not always that. Sometimes it's a function of the hamstring, the hip as well. So you're going to decide which leg to do. Now, notice how she's double looped her belt, because if you use the belt singularly, then you're going to not get the right geometry. So she's double looped her belt. Now she has to take everything into consideration. First, the grounding of her feet, spreading her toes. And then she pauses. She sees herself in the pose. And she's free of attachments, actually, of getting it right or balancing. Then raise your leg to the Vrikshasana position. Pause there. Good. All right, now, Lubna, before you do that, let's do this. I'm sorry. Go back to have your chair nearby and just give me a Parshvattanasana. Just changing this a little bit. All right, go back to Parshvattanasana. Remember this, we all did this. You'll have your chair. All right, get the effects of Parshvattanasana. Yeah, move that inner right knee away from the left hip, pin in. All right, now take the leg down, and with movement, I want you to lift without chair, come a little bit away from the chair, lift that same leg up and down into Parshvattanasana, lift it up and down. Yes. Now, notice how that knee, now the knee is higher than that groin. That's a good thing. You see the knee, the right knee is higher than the groin. Then she knows with Parshvattanasana, now to take the pose, Lubna, I think you should hold the big toe. I don't know if you really need the strap. Looking at your Parshvattanasana, I'm glad we did a little bit of this detour. Now lift your leg to Parshvattanasana, hold the big toe. No, don't even come to Vrikshasana. Go back to that part. Yes, Lubna, the Parshvattanasana without chair. And now outstretch your right leg from the, yes. And now pin in at the left hip. Pin in at the left hip, not listing us at all. Find the median line of Supta Padangusthasana. See, she didn't need the belt and come down. All right, beautiful, Lubna. All right, so we learned something here. let's, instead of coming into it from the Vrikshasana position, all right, Lubna, thank you so much. This is what I'm going to have you do. Everybody go back to the chair, take your chair or put your leg on something. All right, so this is interesting. So just one time, you're going to do this. Doesn't matter which leg. Knee is higher than groin, right? With block, ideal with block.
Can you change the spotlight, Ronnie?
Oh, I thought I did. Oh, that's odd. That's so odd. Okay. Is that better? Is that better, Nancy? Okay, Lubna says yes. Okay, here we go. So just take a quick Parsva Kunshanasana with chair. Pause. Put your hand right here. Turn the skin, inner knee to outer knee. All right, now take the leg off the chair, and as you saw Lubna beautifully do, balancing on the left leg, you're going to lift your right leg as high as you can. See if you can get, look at yourself on the screen, Polly, see if you can get more external rotation. You see that? You've got to get the extra, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Now have courage, as you saw Lubna do, reach for the big toe or the outer edge of the foot, and now stretch the leg. Stretch the leg out to the side. If you only use the strap if you absolutely need it. And now see that listing is more apparent than in Vrikshasana because the leg is outstretched. Good, Janet. Try it again. Good, Andrea. All right. And change sides. So, Polly, see if you can get in Parsva Kunshanasana. When you do it to the left side, see if you can get more. Put your hand on your inner thigh and turn this flesh because that's the key. Remember, the knee should be higher than the groin. Turn the flesh, and then try it without the chair as a prerequisite. Try it without the chair, good, that's it, try without the chair, remember all that prone, okay. And now hold the big toe, the outer edge of the foot, or use the strap, and now pin in at the corner of the right hip, and now reach out. Lubna, that's good. Gail, that's fine. It's fine to use the chair or the support. Lindsay, that's it. See if you can get the chest actually just like Sutta 2, facing, in this case, to me. Tom, that's really good. Just stay in Parsva Kunshanasana. Andrea, really good. All right, now come out. Come out. All right, now we're going to try this because we have a little bit of time. I didn't think we'd get here, but we went fairly fast with this. Lindsay, you can do it. I'm going to show it on the diagonal. So watch. I'm going to take the belt. And I've just double looped it. I'm going to show you from the front and from the back. So remember our diagonal Uttita Trikonasana. I'm going to show you from the front and from the back, don't worry. So I have this diagonal. Right foot is forward of the back. And here's my little strap. I'm taking my hand on the inside of the right leg and I'm hooking under. Now, in order for me to hold the belt, I'll show you from the back. You see how my trunk went forward. All right, Polly, you might have to, this will be hard on your hips. I would do Parsva Kunshanasana. So let me show you from the back. Watch. So just so you can see it from the back, I have the belt. And then eventually, if you can, you don't need the belt. You can hold your fingertips. But here, in getting my hands together, you see, I let the trunk come forward. And then I move the buttock forward. So all that theme that we move the buttock forward comes into play. All right, so basically this.
Ronnie, are you at a diagonal?
Yes, I was at a diagonal. The reason why I'm at a diagonal is because, again, the principle is that it's easier to bring the buttock forward. So right leg in front, left leg behind. Hold the belt, you might need it, right? But aim to hook the fingers, right? Aim to hook the fingers. Okay, now bend the right knee. Have your right hand on the inside of the right leg. That's in Marina. And now wrap, take the right arm underneath the right leg with a sharp exhalation, swing the left arm behind and see if you can hold the belt. Head back, head back, head back. Let the trunk come forward in order to clasp. That's it, Lubna. Okay, and now come back up to Virabhadrasana 2, trunk perpendicular, right leg is bent. Okay, and change sides. Polly, that was wise choice to make. All right, left side, left leg in front, right leg behind. So it's Utthita Prajnakonasana with hook on a diagonal. Left leg in front, go wide, that's it, Gail. Bend the left leg, left arm on the inside of the left leg. Sharp exhalation now of the right arm, reach it back, the sharp exhalation helps. Hold the belt, but aim to hold the hands. Now, Peggy, see if you can move the left buttock forward to the chair. Forward to the chair. Tom, I think it'd be easier to do, listen. All right, come up, everyone. All right, so if you're doing it on the chair, Polly, that was good. So Tom watched. As I said, so this is why I like to use this thing. I could develop it better. Pajra Kunchanasana. Everything is coming from Pajra Kunchanasana today, like everything. So watch. See, I can do it on the chair. Now I'm much more upright, much easier. Tom, you can just do it in that manner, okay? All right. So we finished left side, right? Yes? Yes. Okay, now everyone do Supta Swastikasana. So you're gonna cross your legs and lie back. More for the frontal groin now. Lindsay, and that was good. I hope it didn't bother your hip. All right. Tom, I hope, did that make sense? Polly, can I just see your, Tom and Polly, can you just go back to the chair and do what I just did on the chair? Yeah. Everybody else in Supta Swastikasana. Marina, yeah, just in Swastikasana. Now hook up, use the belt, Tom. Polly, that's good. Now take the head back. Use the belt. Polly, get more, yeah, you can show me from the back. I'll see how much belt strap you need. Okay. So use as much slack on the belt as you need, Polly and Tom. Eventually to hold. Yeah, this is all about the frontal groin. That's it, Polly, but now I will use the belt. Right? Almost there, Polly, but now take the head back. Take the head back toward me, toward this, yeah. Away from the kitchen counter. Okay. All right, now in between the change of legs in Swastikasana, do quasi-jethra. So unleash your legs and just go side to side. Side to side. And then we'll bring the legs back to Swastikasana, opening those beautiful frontal groins, natural compacting of the hips. All right, let's see. So in between changing the cross, that's a quasi-jethra. So quasi-jethra is the feet are on the floor and the knees are swinging side to side. That's it. Yeah. Side to side, quasi-jethra. Then change the cross, good Marina, and go back to Supta Swastikasana. Good, arms out to the side. Good. And got a lot done. Okay, just stay on the change of Swastikasana, leg side. Then you'll go back to quasi-jethra again. In between the two sides, and then finally, one more time, quasi-jethra. Now we're doing Adho Mukha Svanasana. It's interesting when you have Adho Mukha Svanasana, it's rare when Adho Mukha Svanasana is at the end of a sequence, but I'd like you to do it with your head supported. And every time I teach this, I know it's challenging. So do dog pose and measure the distance from the floor to your head. All right, then you'll insert that much of prop so your head is supported. Okay, so we're doing this for symmetry at the end, but we're resting the head in Adho Mukha Svanasana on a blanket or a block. So it's restful. So now, yes, that's it. You can use the blocks underneath the heads. Measure the distance between the floor and the crown of the head or even the forehead. And that's where you'll build the height. But so you don't have the support yet. You take your measurement and then you'll add the prop. Because not everyone is familiar with how much height they need. Okay, then when you're ready, bring exactly that much height in to support either the crown of the head or your forehead. Nancy, I think you had told me the last time it was more comfortable in Janet for the forehead versus the crown of the head. When I mean the forehead, it may be closer to the where the forehead, the top of the forehead and the scalp meet. Okay, let's see. Lumina, that looks a little bit too much height because it's causing the shoulders to go up toward the ceiling, probably the same. So it's a tricky pose to get online, but you want just the right amount, not too little, not too much. Yeah, that's it, Lumina. Just, yeah, double fold it and one fold of the blanket and then go up. We'll try it again on Friday. You need to come down for any reason. Nancy, that's really good. Stay if you can. And use this more as a segue into Shavasana versus not about the hamstrings, not about the head being down. Use it to calm your mind before, that's it, Luna, before Shavasana. If it's not comfortable, come down and do Paschimottanasana with your head supported, full forward bend. Okay, please with these. And now come down. All right, and then prepare for relaxation in any iteration of Shavasana you choose. So most of you are, living in a cold climate. So if you need to put on more clothes or take blankets, get what you need for head support, that's fine. You can do a prone Shavasana, any iteration of Shavasana. Legs on the chair, many of you are taking. Adjust your arms well so your chest is open and not closed. So remember what I said about the top of the sternum moving forward when we were upright. Now the shoulder blades are moving away from the floor. But again, perhaps with less effort, but again, see if you can circularize the armpit chest from the back to the front. It's helpful to hook your thumbs in your armpit chest, then do so. So the back should not feel like it's sleeping on the floor. You don't have that C shape to the spine. The thoracic, the movement you had felt it with the horizontal bolster behind you at the very beginning. You need to put a bolster across your forehead. That's always a good idea. This is a good want the body to be open without the effort. You want it to become porous so that the breath can flow rather easily. Take the time that you need in the geometry so that you can relax. just sense that you're taking an inner vow to your own dedication and interest to all your aspirations in life. Take a vow to this body, to this particular life, no matter what the conditions are. Inwardly bowing to the visiting thoughts and visiting mind states. Regard all of them with wonder, with amazement. And we bow to all of it. Can we be patient to the mysteries of life? Not getting caught up in dualistic thinking. Not getting caught up in reactivity. Opening up inwardly and outwardly to everyone, to the environment around you, to all sounds, be it internal or external. Bowing to the whole show of events as they show up. And then if you feel appropriate to sit, fine. I'd like to, in order to honor Archbishop Bezintuto, I wanted to do that meditation that I did on Friday, reconciliation. And I had gotten some emails that many of you were not able to hear my voice during that, so I want to do that again in honor of him. So if you want to stay where you are, that's fine. I hope you can hear me. So again, just get settled in your seated posture, and we'll go through these intentions one at a time. May all mothers and sons be reconciled. May all mothers and daughters be reconciled. May all fathers and sons be reconciled. May all fathers and daughters be reconciled. May all sisters and brothers be reconciled. May all husbands and wives be reconciled. May all partners and lovers be reconciled. May all family members be reconciled. May all employers and employees be reconciled. May all community members be reconciled. May all friends be reconciled. May all women be reconciled. May all men be reconciled. May all men and women be reconciled. May all religions be reconciled. May all races be reconciled. May all nations be reconciled. May all peoples be reconciled. May all creatures be reconciled. May all beings of every form be reconciled. And then if it's appropriate for you, you might choose one of them to repeat silently to yourself. So in this particular meditation was sent to me, this was on Jack Cornfield's website just recently. It was prefaced with Ram Dass's, who I'm sure many of you have heard his very famous quote, "If you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family." So we'll end here today and pick it up again on Friday. I'm going to stop the recording.